Hi, you've clicked on to today's tropical tidbit for Friday. Looking over here at the Atlantic, still not a whole lot going on. Most of the activity is still pressed to the south over here. But again, notice what's going on up in the central Atlantic. Lots of upper troughing going on here, and this is going to become very important over the next several days as we're going to have a big ridge developing over the eastern and southeastern United States. And what this is going to do is it's going to take pieces of this that will retrograde westward over the Gulf of Mexico and start ventilating the Caribbean down here, creating a lower wind shear environment that the models are now starting to come into agreement on the possibility for some tropical mischief to start developing in the Western Caribbean as soon as 120 hours from now. This is the European day 5. Notice the big ridge over the eastern United States, and here's that trailing trough over the central Atlantic. There's a piece back here that's retrograding west-southwestward over the Gulf of Mexico, and notice that as it starts to take air out of the Caribbean, pressures start to lower at the surface, and we start getting this going on in the southwest Caribbean. If we jump out to day 7, notice that this is now deepening. Here's the upper low over here, retrograding slowly westward, ventilating this area. The subtropical jet is screaming northeastward in here. This is going to be one of those early season systems that's eastern weighted, which is typical of the early season, where we're going to have lots of rainfall to the east and northeast of the system, but pretty dry on the backside. Wind shear will be strong here, pushing most of the convection to the northeast of the thing, and we'll probably have an extension out here with a trough and lots of rainfall for the southern Bahamas and Cuba, perhaps Haiti, and of course Jamaica, should this develop. And as we head out to day 10, you can see the upper low continues to back westward, and here's the low. I'm not too excited about this. The European isn't all that deep with it yet, and that's probably because as this moves away, eventually the ventilation gets cut off, this ridge starts to build in here, and the European gets it stuck, presses it southwest, and starts forcing it towards Central America. That would be probably a death path for that system. It would probably start filling at that point if it doesn't get caught up in this trough and get lifted northeastward. That would be its best path for remaining an entity with lots of rainfall and wind with it. But if it gets stuck underneath the ridge, it'll probably get stuck in an upper convergent environment and die off. But of course, it's a while yet until we have to deal with the track possibilities for this. The GFS is showing the same kind of thing by day 5, day 6 over here, southwest of Jamaica, low pressure developing. Broad Canadian shows the same kind of thing, low pressure developing east of Nicaragua by day 6. And lastly, the no gaps showing the same thing. They're all in roughly the same location over here. Good agreement, getting deeper with time, but still just broad low pressure is what we're seeing on the models. Nothing to get too frantic about right now. It's something that we're going to have to be watching over the next few days. Starting at day 5, we're going to have to watch for convection to start developing down here and lifting northward in response to the upper low coming across, backing into the Gulf of Mexico and starting to ventilate this area. It's classic early season development that we're going to be seeing out of this should something get going. And with this kind of model agreement, it's time to really start watching this. This isn't a day 15 forecast anymore. This is something that's marching forward in the timeline. As each model run starts coming in, we start seeing it get closer and closer, which is an indication that the models are starting to hone in on something. So we'll have to continue watching this, and it very well may be that we'll be watching an invest, possibly trying to become a tropical depression on the first day of the hurricane season on June 1st, which will be interesting. So we'll keep an eye out for any kind of mischief over the next several days. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.